Hey, welcome back in. Here in 2022, the Crypto Nest still believes the easiest way to earn passive crypto back is the crypto debit or credit card. And thankfully, there's plenty of options now. There's over a dozen legitimate, crypto exchanges that make them available. And there's not a long waiting list. You can get your hands on them right away, start using them, start earning right away. A lot of good ones out there. Today we're only going to talk about one though. That is the Coinbase debit card. We've talked about it before. I actually did a full review last year. Link in the description below. You definitely want to check that out if you haven't seen it yet. And today's video, we're specifically going to talk about the rewards, the different crypto you can earn back on all of your purchases. Coinbase, it's really cool. They actually give you a lot of different options on the crypto that you can earn back. And even though it is passive income, and that means you don't really want to think about it, there's some flexibility here to where you may be able to put a strategy together to earn more on your spending habits. So, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So, saddle up, partners. Welcome back into the Crypto Nest. I'm Bird of Coin. Let's get into it. Okay, Coinbase debit card review part 2, a 4-way rewards battle for 4% of our hearts. All right, so since the last time I talked about the Coinbase debit card, Coinbase has added even more reward options that you can earn. So when the card originally launched, they only had 2 different cryptos that you can earn. That's of course Big Daddy Bitcoin and Stellar. That was the only 2 options. But fast forward to where we are now, and it was kind of back in October is when I had available all these different options. They've added a couple at a time, but now I have 8 in my region. There's a couple other regions that have, I think, 9, but for the most part, we have 8 different options to choose from when it comes to what cryptos we want to earn. And there's the 4% club and the 1% club. And with so many choices now, I think it's worth, researching your options and developing a little bit of a plan. So let's get the 1% club out of the way. Of course, you got Bitcoin, Ethereum, the DOGE, and DAI. Now, this option is best for, I think, company cards or, just massive whale spenders who don't have the time or desire to manage their rewards. So this is probably best for them. Not really the way I'm going to go, but it's also interesting that now that DAI is available, so you have the ability to get a stable coin, but again, it's only 1%. And instead, I'm looking at the 4% club because my motto is max your rewards, max your card value. And here are our 4% options. All 4 of these cryptos have different stories, have different paths, and different functions. The 4 we're going to talk about today that are available are Stellar Lumens, XLM, the Graph, AMP, and Rally. So let's briefly just kind of look at each, just a brief look at the history, what they do, and where they're going. Okay, first we've got XLM, aka Stellar Lumens, and just briefly, it was founded in 2014, and then it's important because out of the 4, that means it's the longest existing crypto that we'll have to choose from. It's kind of backed by the Stellar Development Foundation. In 2019, Stellar burned half of its supply. One misconception is that Stellar is not, or Stellar is a hard fork of Ripple, and it's actually not. It is its own code that was completely, rewritten. And current co-founder, current CTO is Jed McCaleb, And again, it's always good to have transparent leadership. You can see right here, Stellar Lumens, here's kind of their path, their mission: global payment apps, asset exchanges, micropayment services. Where is Stellar going? Well, according to the creators, Stellar enables a future where everyday people can send money anywhere affordably and quickly. In 2021, their roadmap focused mainly on scaling and adding new partnerships. And you can see right here on this graph, or on this graphic, I should say, they have some, pretty recognizable partners that use Stellar as a payment system, as their crypto payment system. And their motto is borderless, limitless, and powerful. Okay, next up we have the Graph, GRT. Brief history. It was announced in 2018, as you can see in the little tweet right here, but it actually launched in late 2020, which means, of course, it's only been around at the time of this video is shooting. It's only been around for a little over a year. It was founded in 2020. And at launch, the total GRT supply at mainnet was 10 billion tokens, and new token issuance in the form of indexing rewards will begin at 3% annually and is subject to future independent technical governance, which means people can vote to change that eventually down the line. Awarded a $60 million grant to Streaming Fast to join the Graph ecosystem as a core developer in the middle of this past year. And some of the biggest apps and dApps that are using the Graph currently include CoinGecko, Uniswap, Decentraland, Synthetics, Aragon, and many more. The GRT coin, which is what you're actually, of course, earning, is the native token of the network that's used to coordinate work. The Graph runs basically on node operators called indexers that can stake and earn GRT to process queries. You can see here's kind of a graphic on how the Graph process flows. And in a nutshell, definitely read up on it. It's a really cool system how it's run. But essentially it takes really, ugly, decentralized contracts and coding and makes it viewable to the end user. It gives it a really nice user interface to where you can review transactions on the blockchain, and it's not ugly long addresses. It's actually a good interface that you can look at. That's what the Graph does. And where's the Graph going? Well, it's going to further explore Web3 like we all are in 2022. It's making it easier to obtain dev grants for the Graph, which is important. Continue to expand community involvement. So, always a good thing. The Graph, here's some more of their partners right here. Polygon, Celo, Phantom, Optimism, Binance Smart Chain. A lot of different big networks that use the Graph to, query data. So it's not going anywhere. AMP, a brief history and bullet points for AMP. It was announced in August of 2020, which again, it means it's a newer crypto. It hasn't been around that long. It came out of a partnership between Flexicoin and Consensus, primary collateral for securing all transactions on the Flexa network. That's what AMP is. It's the primary collateral. It was listed on Coinbase in June of 21 and then on Voyager in November of 21. So basically, AMP is a universal collateral token designed to facilitate fast and efficient transfers for any real-world application. You can see here are the creators. Again, it's always good to have transparent leadership. You can see, who they are. Check them out on LinkedIn, that good stuff. AMP, what makes it unique? Two innovations that make AMP unique. That is collateral managers and token partitions. I encourage you to read up on what those do, but essentially they enable AMP to have some really important real world use cases, like being the collateral for huge payment networks, including, Flex as the main one, collateral for individuals, and collateral for DeFi platforms. So AMP has some very important use cases in 2022 crypto. All right, last but certainly not least, we've got Rally. So Rally was founded in 2018. By 2020, they were already launching created coins, on their network. It's run through the Rally Network decentralized governance. By November of 2020, they already had community activity rewards going, and by April of 21, they already have more than 100 creator coins that had launched. And if you don't know, basically, Rally is a system where people can create their own crypto. And if they have a big enough following, a group of people, if they're popular enough, big following, they can create their own coin, their own network, their own crypto essentially, and that way it's a way to engage with their audience. Their goals, Rally's goal was to be a decentralized network for creators to monetize and align themselves, just like I said, with their community. As a community-owned network, the community is in charge of making the decisions through the governance system, like I just said, not the actual Rally team that developed it. Core team of developers built everything with the intention of decentralizing and progressively removing themselves from its administration and evolution. I'm very bullish on Rally just because we've seen so many celebrities getting into crypto and NFTs recently. I mean, Snoop Dogg just, launched his own World in the Sandbox. I saw Paris Hilton is like the number one .eth address, ENS address out there. So I believe the future is bright for Rally because it enables celebrities to come in and make their own crypto to engage with their audience, and that's not going anywhere. So the future, again, looks bright for Rally. All right, so enough with the stories. Let's talk about the hard numbers, okay? And I basically ran this, through CoinGecko right at the end of the year, so these numbers may not be exactly accurate to when you're watching the video, but just basically think of this at the end of 2021 numbers. Okay, so you can see, the hard comparison here. By market cap, Stellar, has it pretty much by a mile here. Trading volume, same thing. They've got a much bigger trading volume going. Available supply, AMP has the biggest at 48 billion. So think of that as you will. Market cap rank, Stellar again, number one here, number 29. But you see 3 out of the 4 are in the top 100 of market cap. So basically, Rally's at 135, which basically means, if you're looking to stay in the top type of cryptos in the top 100 or 150 of the market cap, you're safe here no matter which way you go. All-time high, I guess technically the graph has that going at $2.84. That was earlier this year. Where is it? February 12th. Yeah, during when a lot of coins were really taking off. Let's see here. The best, easily the best results that any of these cryptos have had over the last year would be Rally. They've really come in strong, and again, that ties to celebrities getting into crypto, wanting to create their own currency. So that's where that's tied to. Stellar on the most exchanges, and they have the most trading pairs. So let's see. Also, here's some price comparison charts. Price comparison and market cap. Nothing too crazy. You can see how strong the graph started the year when they hit their all-time high back in February. Pretty much everything else has been pretty consistent. Kind of Rally did the same thing where it started hot earlier this year and kind of tapered off. But other than that, it's been a pretty consistent year. Nothing too crazy. Same thing on the market cap side. Stellar's market cap kind of went down as the year went on with the rest of the crypto market, but nothing too crazy. So, all that being said, what are Birdie's takeaways? Well, specifically with the 4 cryptos we talked about that you're getting 4% back, crypto banks don't offer much yield on these cryptos. You can earn 1% on XLM from a few, 2% on the graph through Voyager, I think, but that's it. If you're looking to hold any of these specific ones until the next cycle, you're probably better off holding them directly on their own particular staking platform, like the graph, like we talked about, where you can stake or rally. Most, if not all of them, have their own staking, systems for token holders. So something to keep in mind there if you're looking to hold any of these long term, which again may not be a bad idea, but it's, again, you're not going to get any yield on them sitting them in crypto banks right now, just so you know. Personally, my current strategy when it comes to using this crypto debit card, this Coinbase debit card, is I put all my expenses, everything I can, on the card. Anything whether it's a grocery store, my normal bills. Still, the only 2 things I cannot put on this card is my mortgage payment and my vehicle payment, because you can only, at least those particular companies that I have the loans through, they can only take payments directly through a bank account. So I haven't found a workaround through that yet, but I'm looking to eventually add those to this card so where I can somehow earn crypto back when I make my mortgage payment or my vehicle payment. But all that being said, anything I can, I rack up all my expenses, and then at the end of the month, I will flip my total rewards for whatever cryptocurrency that I see fit at that time. With that strategy, I'm looking for the most stable of reward options. So, that being said, here's our 4% reward awards. And this is, again, just kind of my opinion. This is not financial advice on how you want to do this. This is just kind of some research I put together, and I thought I'd share it. And again, just my opinion, but the most established, from looking at the numbers and the results and the history, most established is, I think, easily Stellar Lumens. They've been around the longest. They have the biggest network. Then they have, the most stable of everything going on right now. Best price action from the last year, that's AMP, easily. The best functionality, the best use case, I think that's the graph. I really like the technology behind the graph and the support behind them. Best marketability, that's easily Rally, right? Because of, again, tied to the celebrities, making their own coins, the really kind of marketed. It's something that you can very easily market. So I like that Rally has that going on with it. And then the best sustainability, when you want to talk about, again, kind of going back up to, if you're thinking about long-term hold, I think actually the graph would probably make a lot of sense, just because use case wise, it's going to be, it's not going to go anywhere. The developers need something like the graph in order to, be able to produce the results in their apps that they need. So I see the graph as, the best and longest sustainable of all these cryptos. But the most stable of all of them, which, again, if you're going with my strategy on whether it's every 30 days, every 90 days, every quarter, whatever you want to do, but again, it's earn whatever stable reward you want to get and then flip it. I'm going to go with Stellar Lumens because, again, it's the most consistent. It's been around the longest. Has transparent leadership, and they're pushing, again, into the future to continue to grow, continue to be more worldwide. So again, the winner of my 4% rewards awards for most stable is Stellar lumens. And that's right now anyway, when all my purchases, I'm bringing in XLM, and then every 30 to 90 days, depending on the price of whatever crypto I want to maybe flip that for. Maybe it's Bitcoin, maybe it's Polygon, maybe it's a low cap that I'm looking to invest in because it's down at a really good price at that time. Whatever it may be, that's when I'm going to go ahead and flip it, whether I transfer that XLM out of my Coinbase account and then do that transaction elsewhere, or make the purchase on Coinbase and then send that crypto elsewhere. But either way, that's my personal strategy. So again, this is only the information. The choice is yours. Do your own research, but no matter what, please keep earning. These companies, they're giving us free crypto, and this may not last forever, so we need to take advantage of it. Again, I love the Coinbase debit card. I'm not getting paid by Coinbase to say any of this. I can't even get them to retweet a link to my video, so trust me, I'm not getting paid by Coinbase. It's just something that I use a lot, and I would recommend it to anyone else who, again, is just looking to get some free crypto on their everyday purchases and not have to put too much thought into it. Again, if you're looking for a full review on the card, please check out my first video I did on the Coinbase card. The link is in the description, and it's a pretty informative video, so check it out. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. I could always use another subscription or two, and that's it. So I'll see you on the next video. My name is Bird of Coin. Thank you for watching.